Hey, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize ahead of time if my energy is a little bit different in this video than it usually is. In all honesty, I had a rather shit day of college and it might reflect in my voice, so I'm sorry about that. I generally try to keep my channel pretty positive, but sometimes my life is gonna bleed over into my videos, and I think that's okay. But anyways, I'm sitting down here because I wanted to talk about something that's actually pretty important to me. And it's the fact that short form content fucking sucks.
I cheated on my husband for another man's meat, but it only made me feel defeat.
My sister banned my disabled son from attending her wedding.
Am I the asshole for telling my sister her and her baby are dead to me?
My wife skipped the New Year's ball drop with our kids to drop on another man's balls.
Wake up, it's shit. I know this isn't like a revolutionary thought. Plenty of people have pointed this out before, but it seems like something that we don't ever really do anything about. I think most people are willing to acknowledge that it's bad, but it's not really anything that we're willing to do anything about because, truthfully, it's too important to a lot of our lives, or well, seemingly important at a surface level. I came to the realization that I might have like a problem with using the internet about a week ago. Well, it's not really a new realization, but it's one that I had come across again, mainly because I had uninstalled Twitter for about half a week, and during that half a week, I found myself like fiending to use Twitter. I would be watching YouTube or something, or like put on a show or something, and I would like unconsciously scroll over to where Twitter would be on my phone and try to tap it. It's really weird. It's like ingrained into my muscle memory now. And I feel like that's probably the case for a couple of you guys. It's just really weird having grown up with YouTube for so long, seeing the shift from like Let's Plays where people are focused on like a content creator and their personality to like actual genuine slop content that is not made for anybody other than like NPCs. And that's not me trying to be rude, but it's like actual content that you would see like a fucking Rick and Morty character watch as a joke. I hate to have referenced Rick and Morty, by the way. I hate that goddamn show. But a lot of content that we watch nowadays is just shit. It's just a bunch of manufactured bullshit. Half of the time it's AI too, which is like double bullshit. For the sake of like, how can I generate as many views and as much profit as possible? There's no soul in it. And even whenever it's made by a person, half the time it's just like, they're going by like corporate ideals where it's like, well, I'm not really focused on making good content. I want to keep people's attention for as long as possible and I don't care how I have to do it. So you see a lot of channels nowadays, whether it be on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, that just have these like AI voices and they'll read out the absolute most bullshit stories, usually from Reddit or something. But it's just like a bunch of horse shit that's not even remotely true. And we just put up with it, you know? Or like those oddly satisfying videos. I remember back in my day, not to sound old, oddly satisfying meant like that stupid subreddit where people would post like mildly interesting things that happened to be coincidental in their lives, and it was like, huh, that's kind of neat. But now it means like people dumping like gallons of fucking colored liquid in jars. Why? Because I guess it's satisfying. I don't know. I never really got that sort of content. Now, am I here to recommend that you quit TikTok and Instagram altogether? No, because realistically, you're not going to, and that's okay. I am a red, white, and blue-blooded American, and I know that the greatest thing a person can have is freedom. But I would like to just highly encourage you to be more aware of what you're watching. I noticed it recently, but whenever I'm like doom scrolling on like Instagram, I find myself just mindlessly liking anything that comes in my feed. Even if I don't care for the content, I will find myself just like muscle memory liking it for whatever reason. And it's just a really bad habit to get into. It encourages you to not really do any critical thinking, and as a result, we're all just becoming idiots. People have been and always will be looking for excuses to be lazy and become stupider at any possible opportunity, but the rise of short-form content has only made that easier. And it's kind of scary to watch. I've talked about it before, but I think one of the scariest things coming out of this generation is the fact that kids are going into high school now not able to read. I initially had thought it was just a problem with like elementary schoolers and younger people, but no, this is just people in my age range who are just straight up lacking the ability to read. These are people that I went to school with. And I think that's largely in part because a lot of content nowadays just like incentivizes mindlessly going along with it, even if it's not really content that you would care for. I know I certainly don't want more AI slop fucking YouTube farm channels out in the world, but they are just going to become more and more prevalent because unfortunately, like sometimes I'm mindlessly supporting them just because I don't think any better or know any better. So once again, I would just like to encourage you to please be more aware of the content that you're watching. And if you can, just try to sit down and watch a long form video every now and then. I know it takes a bit of critical thinking, and critical thinking is hard nowadays, but please, for the love of God, just don't mindlessly watch every single thing that comes into your feed. There's a great page on Instagram that I would recommend called Get Off IG Reels Daily. I might be misstating the name, but it's this account that just posts like slop content and then interrupts it with like a Notorious B.I.G. song and tells you to get off Reels. And it really helps me be more aware of like the content that I'm watching. And if there's any sort of pages that you guys know that follow that sort of format, please let me know. But please, for your sake and mine, just stop watching shit. I'm not really looking forward to seeing like a whole generation of just like brain dead idiot kids because we wanted to like prioritize short form content over anything. That's why I think shows like Bluey are so good. Like, yeah, I know that show can be seen as cringe by a lot of people, and personally, I haven't watched any of it, but like shows like that have a lot of value in the fact that they are teaching kids who may not nowadays know to just sit down and enjoy stuff, with like more or less pretty wholesome lessons. Plus, the show doesn't seem to be hurting anybody, so I don't see why not. Now, of course, that's not the only example. I'd say just watch long form content in general. Also, while I'm at it, I'm just gonna go ahead and encourage you from watching content that is very obviously AI generated. You can usually tell they usually have this stupid fucking Reddit voice, you know the one. But they're usually like facts channels or, you know, really obviously fake Reddit stories. Not that Reddit doesn't already have fake stories on it anyways. But these are just people who start up YouTube channels for the sake of making profit, and usually they have like fucking 15 of them, all with a bunch of different purposes for the sake of diversifying. And it's just exploiting the algorithm pushing this shit-ass content. It's a never-ending Ouroboros of dog shit content. Hell, you can go on YouTube and look up like how to make AI content, and there are fucking like thousands of tutorials for just how to make slop for the sake of making kids stupider to fatten your wallet. It's so bad. And if possible, I would highly encourage a social media detox. I've done it once before, and I'm not really in a position to be doing that right now because I talk to all of my friends through social media. But during quarantine, I did a social media detox. I uninstalled all my shit, and it was unironically probably the happiest I've been. Also, being mindful of the content that you watch is not only beneficial for your attention span, but it also means that stupid idiot channels like Quebblecops, where it's just a dude who sold his soul to the AI overlords and sold his image to fucking ChatGPT, they will hopefully go under and bankrupt and explode and hopefully be a forgotten chapter of YouTube history. But that is completely besides the point. Sorry, I had to sneak that one in. God, I hate that guy. He's just like, why? Why is that content even real? So yeah, what's the TLDR? Stop watching shit. Be more aware of what you're watching. Don't blindly like things like I have, it's not good. And that is pretty much it. So I guess I have some things to plug. If you sort of agreed with me at all, make sure to like or subscribe. I know a lot of my videos seem like generic Minecraft content, and that is true. But if you enjoy my yapping style, it is in literally all of my videos. There's not a single video where I don't just yap about whatever the hell I feel like. Also, if you are interested, we have a Discord server in the link in the description below. We still have an anonymous confessions thing going on until the end of April. So if you want a chance to get a confession featured in a video, make sure to join in the link in the description below and find the confessions form in the pins in the announcements channel. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.